Right, ready? Here we go. I don't know what to say. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. Here we are in lovely, sunny Stroud in Gloucestershire. So you've joined us on the Saturday market. The high street is not normally this exciting or stimulating, but today we've got a good day. So we're going to go for a little stroll. And plan for today, we're going to hit the gym for some arms, I hope. Ooh, French vibes. So if you look, beautiful view up here. Yeah, art, fitness, a bit of everything. But I live up the road.
Is it all Stroud-based content?
It will be, yeah,
probably.
Are you
starting out?
Yes,
Nice,
literally.
man.
I'm Dan. Nice to meet you.
Danny, lovely to
Danny,
meet you.
ooh, a cool name.
Nice. Hi there, lovely
Hey.
to meet you. How can we find your stuff? Because our aunt lives in Stroud.
Mate, I haven't even put.
You've got Instagram.
I've got Instagram. Yeah, Instagram Dan Sterling.
Dan Sterling.
STIR. So I'm an artist. I paint and draw. But
Okay, nice.
but yeah, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only just settled this up like 2 days ago. So.
Yeah, okay.
But hit me up on Insta and I'll just let you know.
Will do, man.
And then I'll send you my first video.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, lovely
good
to meet you,
luck,
dude.
man.
Thank
Yeah,
you. So, Stroud, it's famous. Wait. Go back. Last go, I promise. And then we're going to walk all the way to the gym. Just like hang back loads. But yeah, you still got me in. Cool. Okay, so Stroud is famous for its vibrant arts and culture scene and its industrial heritage of textiles, I think. So like I say, normally there's nobody here. It's very quiet, but on a Saturday, everything just comes to life. It's kind of cool. But we're going to go out of all the chaos because, like I said, we are heading to the gym. It's a little bit nippy. It's nice though, getting some Christmassy Halloween vibes. Christmas is definitely my favourite time of the year. I've got Jodie filming. We've basically just learnt how to use this new gimbal and she looks utterly lost right now, wobbling around everywhere, banging into people. It's kind of funny. Anyway, here we have Subrooms, which is like the big events place in Stroud. I actually did a performance of Midsummer Night's Dream in here a couple of years ago. Probably the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life. But very proud moment. I performed in front of like 500 people, I can't remember, but yeah, it's a beautiful old building. There's loads of sort of petitions signed. They were trying to like get rid of it, I think, I can't remember, but anyway, they got some funding and now it's staying open. But yeah. Hello, mate, how's it going? So now we're going to be coming up to Merry Walks. He still got me in. It's cool when people say hello to me because it seems like, you know.
You said hello to me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I was going to say, seems cool like everybody knows me, but that is not the case, unfortunately. Right, so we're coming up to Merry Walks now, which is like a bit of a shopping centre-y vibes. It's actually getting way better recently. They've hipsterfied it a little bit. I'm a little bit unsure whether the camera's just going to like cut out in here because it's just totally black. So all of this is just experimental. I'm hoping you guys can still hear me. So we got some wicked little food places in here. Lovely Thai curry. Really awesome smash burger place here. Sushi, House of Piri Piri chicken. Just down here we have Anytime Fitness. 24-hour gym, super convenient. I like to come here at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's a lie. I actually kind of like low-key like this view here. So here we have Anytime Fitness. Okay, bye. Getting a bit of a sweat on now. I've snuck a little espresso into the gym, so I'm feeling a little bit rough today. I think I've had like a bit of a virus for the last 2 weeks. It's always that thing, isn't it? Do you sort of like work out to get over the sickness, or do you rest and let it do its thing? I often feel like cardio speeds up the process of like a virus or sickness or a cold or just man flu or whatnot, but sometimes I do, I've obviously experienced that it just makes it worse. Anyway, I'm feeling not too bad. So a little trick I've learned for side doubts is sitting down takes away some of the unnecessary energy of standing up, if you get what I'm saying. But also, I'll show you with the light ones. When you go outwards, think about your pinkies going up like that, and you're like pouring bottles of water in. So in like that, you can just feel it like proper burning up there. Way more for some reason. All right, let's just get this last set done. Towards the end of the movement, I'm sort of just doing partials, as many as I can, even if it's like at this range of movement, just to get the most out of it, Right, just come outside for a chat. This is a nice spot. I thought I'd just chat a little bit about why I'm starting the YouTube channel. It's actually something I've always wanted to do, just with my art stuff. So like painting and drawing, I've always liked the idea of doing the Bob Ross styly sort of tutorials or follow along stuff. However unsustainable that might be with the way that I work. So I think the thing I'm going to struggle with the most is just talking off the cuff. I'm so used to putting out sort of very polished, rehearsed stuff on the internet. This is going to be a real challenge for me. What am I going to be talking about? I really have no idea still at this point. It's something that I've always wanted to work on. Not being such a flipping perfectionist and, being a bit more sloppy and a bit more messy, and just showing my real side rather than this sort of hyper polished side of me, which if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know what I mean. It's all very, I guess, kind of pretty, but it's mostly just my artwork. It's not much of me there. But yeah, if you're new here and you don't know who I am an artist by trade. I paint and draw, and I've been on Instagram for a good couple of years. I should give you a bit of an overview of what's going on at the moment. Just over like a year and a half ago, I joined the fire service, so I've been doing that for a while, but unfortunately I've had to leave, which I'm really sad about. But it just hasn't worked out sort of practically or financially, or, well, the main thing is that I haven't been doing anything creative or drawing or painting, which sort of started to eat away at me a little bit over time. It was a financial decision in the end, but yeah, just so difficult because the people were so fucking awesome, and I've never had to make a decision like that hard before, I don't think ever in my life. And honestly, I might just go back and do whole time, because I applied for retained, which is this sort of, you have your normal job and then you have a little pager. When the pager goes off, you can leave your job and just, run to get on the truck. And so the plan was to carry on my art and paint and draw and just, whenever the alerter went off, just fucking, run. But it just didn't quite work out like that. The whole experience just used 100% of all of my energy, and so I've kind of left the art business dwindling away in the background, which is kind of a shame, because I spent many years sort of building that all up to the point to where it was, essentially. And since then, I really been hitting the gym like hard, and I think like a lot of people, I came across a bit of Sam Sulek and Lean Beef Patty and Kiani and some of the Gymshark guys, and honestly it was just a bit of a shining light moment for me. I was really badly like doom scrolling, and I think because I was grieving in a sense, like leaving the fire service, I got into really bad habits of just doom scrolling, which, if you know me, my whole thing for years now has been to learn how to pay attention. And when I'm being creative and painting and drawing, that's never been an issue for me. But for some reason, in the last year, I just got totally lost in flipping scrolling social media. And so 40-minute long videos of just a guy chatting in a car and lifting weights. And there was just something so therapeutic about that, and just less stimulating, just the long format. I think for me just really brought all my nervous system, gave me a bit of a reset. It just really helped at that time. And so I've been taking the gym way more seriously than I ever have before. I've always gone to the gym, I've always loved it, but the last year or so, especially because of the fire service, I've just really been focusing on trying to get stronger, because you just need to be stronger as a firefighter. And I realised I'm not that genetically strong, let's say. And so that's been really nice to just have a goal, sort of try and get some PBs along the way, just for work. But now I'm not doing that. I feel like it's just left me in this really good structure of building my strength up, and my body has changed as well. I've put on about 10 kilograms of muscle in, I don't know, 2 years or something since I've joined. We're going to measure all of this stuff and do my body fat. And what I'm interested in when I watch YouTube, long format stuff, is like, what is the most boring thing I can watch to just de-stimulate? And that's kind of what I want to do. So like, for anybody tuning in, you can expect, I suppose, the most boring content. Or not, I don't know yet, but that's sort of my goal. And so just to set that as a, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Just going to be chatting a lot of shit, and let's get into the gym and start a workout. And I'm going to carry on chatting shit in there because I've run out of things to say. All right, so we're going to start with buys, and then do a bit of triceps afterwards. So I'm going to do a superset, 3 sets of 8, starting with the long head. So, you sort of lean back, you have to go a little bit lighter on the weight. And then I'm going to flip over, target the sort of short head. I might be getting those the wrong way around. Let me know in the comments. I'm just going with 10 kg on this. You have to just go a little bit lighter. Same sort of deal if you're, doing a preacher curl kind of thing, but actually this is the opposite of a preacher curl. But probably going to smash my mic against the thing. All right. Definitely warmed up now. Pump cover's coming off. Hello. Right, last set. As most of you know, tricep push downs, you can sort of go mad heavy. Yeah, see, I might be able to just go full stack, see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of heavy, but let's see. Yeah, it's too heavy. Bit of ego lifting going on. See, that's actually a bit too light still. Yeah, of course, man. No worries. Let's get this last set for tries, and then I'm not sure what I'm thinking next. I might go downstairs for shoulders, but my arms definitely feel pumped already. Got that new Mod Deep today. Emotionally good. Right, so let's do a bit of forearms, predominantly the brachioradialis, that big chunk of meat that sort of runs from your wrist around the back of the tricep. I'm just going to do some sort of curls, but with thumbless or suicide grip, and it's literally just that. So I was going to do 3 sets of these to failure. What it is. I honestly just don't really know, what's going to be interesting for you guys, so please let me know in the comments. I'm going to do some press-ups so you can see how weak my shoulders are, and just record that. Okay, so I'm being a bit of a big girl's blouse. Made it a little bit easier for myself, just raised it up a bit. I'm just gonna do 3 sets of just standard press-ups until the lactic acid dissolves my arms off. All right, let's go. Okay. Yeah. As you'll see, my pull-up game is weak AF. I can barely do 1 pull-up, but I got a couple of excuses. I had a latissier surgery on my shoulder. There's a big chunk of metal in there. I had a, God, I can't remember what it's called, something plasty. I've got a big chunk of metal in my wrist as well, all from skating injuries. So there's just some movements, as you'll see, like my bench is weak AF as well. Rotator cuff stuff, it's just clicking. Some days if I get a full night's sleep and I've eaten well and all of that jazz, sometimes it works. I think I'm definitely stronger lower body leg, like squats, leg press. I can do a bunch of weight on leg press. But that's sort of the whole reason why I'm here, to just get stronger, hopefully. All right, next flipping set of these press ups then. Yo, so I guess this is the part of the video where one might take their t-shirt off and pose down in front of the mirror, but I don't know if it's sort of appropriate in this gym. Plus, I'm really not that confident yet. My battery is literally about to run out. Anyway, wicked lift, feeling strong. Arms are definitely pumped up. Hard to find good light in here. How are we looking? I'm just basically waiting for my battery to just turn off. Right, love you guys. Mwah. Flipping heck.
What?
So windy out there.
Is it too windy?
Possibly. Ooh!
Coffee?
Thank you very much. Lovely. Ma, what about these little metal fixings on here then? Yeah? Looks like flat head.
You'll be lucky. You might need to just bash them from one side and bash them from another side.
Yeah. Shit. Well, this is coming off real nice. Yeah, it's coming out.
Oh, is it?
Just with the flathead, yeah.
That was another Facebook Marketplace purchase.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the chapel. My mum and her boyfriend Mike, or fiance, I should say, have recently bought a chapel in Stroud to live in because they're mental. It's in the preliminary stages of building at the moment, so it's all a little bit of a mess, but hopefully when Mum gets back, we'll give you a guided tour of the structure, as it is a really beautiful little interesting space. So yeah, this is my main income at the moment, like money-wise. I was really fortunate. After I left the fire service, I was looking for any old job to keep me ticking over, like in a cafe or whatnot, but Mum very kindly offered to employ me for half the week. So rather than paying, you know, a bunch of professional builders to do sort of odd jobs at the early stages, I'm just going to come in and just, you know, get on a YouTube tutorial and learn how to do it myself and do it for half the cost. So that's great because it's a lush environment. There's people coming and going, and it's been really good for me after just the sort of melancholy of leaving the fire service. I just want to film a bit of like technically what's going on and also what I'm doing. So I'm on Windows at the moment, so fixing like timber frames, taking the glass out, scraping, doing puttying, which is a really therapeutic process. Hopefully you guys can like zone out to. So I wanted to add that in to the vlog every now and again, bit of gym, bit of chapel, and then, you know, the main goal is for me to get into the studio and start painting and drawing again and show you guys, you know, all of that kind of process and what goes on in that world. But yeah, anyway, let's wait for Mum to get back. We'll give you a little tour and show you Wagwan. Let's just fucking crack on. Windows. This is my life now. I've been learning how to putty. I've been doing this for months now, and it's very therapeutic. And it's the classic sort of, it just needs to be good enough, not perfect, which is, if you know me, a really challenging skill. But as you'll see, there's about 1,000 windows here, so I am not afforded the luxury of perfectionism for this one task. Anyway, I need to find a way of wedging that shut. So we work the linseed putty in our hands until it's just the right consistency, and if you've ever used the stuff, you'll know there's a bit of a nuance to that. If it's too hot, it's like a bit gooey. If it's too cold, it gets a bit powdery like this. And so when you use the filler tool thing, I don't know what these are called, you know, you're trying to get a real nice smooth line. The temperature, the texture, it needs to be just right. After a few months doing it, you just know when it's the right consistency. And then I like to sort of tap it with my thumb to really get it in the crevice. So yeah, you can dip this in linseed oil, sort of rub it off on the towel to grease it up a little bit, and you get a bit of a smoother edge. And then push it, you probably can't see what I'm doing down here. Work all the way up. So, see what I mean? It's too cold, so it hasn't really, you know, pushed in. So I'll just quickly take that off and just start reworking it again. It's no biggie. So let's try again. Just using your thumb or finger to sort of like smooth it out seems to be a good little technique. It's getting these corners, you know, smooth-ish. Ashley, you son of a bitch.
You're mic'd up and everything.
I need to have a bite out of that as well, because I need to just try them to see.
Whoa.
Nutella.
Hazelnut.
Oh my god.
That is pure like hazelnutty goodness. Oh shit, Bake Off tonight. Bake Off? Oh, you don't even have a TV, do you? Old school.
Okay.
That's usually the response you get. I haven't got a TV. Okay.
On purpose?
Is it broken?
Yeah.
No.
Hey! Oh, cool, nice. Yo! So, this is my little lunch I've been bringing to the chapel. Nice and easy. Broccoli, rice noodles, chicken, bit of water. But the trick is this shit. It's just chili miso. Yeah, I call this the bokkie bowl. Bokkie meaning absolutely nothing. I just made it up. This is sort of what I've been eating every day at the moment. I figured out trying to eat more is taking up too much time. So I noticed just add water to things. I guess this is kind of just like a bro gym meal, you know, like rice and chicken and broccoli. But just if you add water, it all just digests a little bit easier and is just more pleasurable to eat if you're eating it like 8 times a day, like I'm trying to at the moment. Yeah. It's alright, I'll censor your faces out, like the old Crime Watch programs, and lower your voices. Oh, you remember those?
Look at this then, Dan. This is what I'm doing.
That's a much better colour. The other stuff was, yeah,
Too orange.
just way yellow. Excuse me.
What? No, I'm not. It's not touching it. Whose window is it anyway?
Mine when you're dead.
At the end of the day, it's yours and Ira's. When
True.
we're dead and gone, you have to fight over it.
Look at this.
Huh? And Chris, yeah.
What's the fight?
Nah, forget about Chris. What? What are you laughing at?
I was trying to tell Michael that it's filming and he's looking everywhere apart
Well,
from
no.
the camera.
The whole point when you're filming is for it to be candid and to pretend as if you're not filming. Oh, that's a much better colour.
Yeah, I know. And it's ready mixed. It's ready mixed.
Sounds like P1's out and about.
Not again.
Oh, you idiot.
I didn't do that. I haven't touched that. Perfect.
That does look...
And he's a nice guy as well. He's
Yeah.
He's not Mr. Cocky, is he? You
No.
know, sometimes people are a little bit like, yeah.
What are all these sweets for?
Has looked at it.
For our enjoyment.
Good answer. Nerds
say?
gummy clusters. Oh my god.
What did you say, Ira?
Gummy clusters.
The sweets are for our enjoyment.
And we are enjoying them, aren't we?
Oh.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
Woohoo!
Sweet.
He either takes your
Biscuits.
cup of coffee,
or coffee.
the biscuits, or
Charger.
I did not take
No,
your phone.
I know.
Actually.
I used
Yes! Perfect. Beep and all. Hey guys. So, firstly, mad respect. If you've made it this far into the video, you're obviously a real G. This first episode is going to be a little bit longer as I'm introducing myself, I guess. I think the plan might be to have each episode around 30 minutes long. So 10 minutes of gym, 10 minutes of chapel, and 10 minutes of art. Honestly, it's taken me flipping ages for me to learn how to use all this new equipment and learn how to edit on a whole new program. But hopefully now I know how everything works-ish. I'm gonna try post a video maybe like once a week, but don't hold me to that just yet. That's probs a bit ambitious. Anyway, let's keep this last segment nice and short and give you a quick whiz around of the studio. So, as you walk in, we've got this lush David Hockney poster here, which has been in our family since I can remember. I've really got to get a frame for that, but yeah, I don't tend to have much artwork in my studio. I find it to be slightly distracting, so I prefer a bit of a clinical, clean, white space. Anyway, the sun is shining, so let's get the heck in here, man. Give you a little whiz around. So I spent the last few days tidying up in here. It's obviously not normally this tidy, and this wide angle lens is making it look massive as well. But let me show you the view outside. This is obviously one of the perks of this place. I think I lucked out with this view. It's different every day as well. Yeah. Very beautiful. And so, got some Russian dolls here. Stamp for my website, printer. Got a fridge down there for my oil paints. Big table, space over there, space over there. I just need lots of space for packing prints. This is one of those really flipping cool IKEA tables that is electric and it goes up and down. One of the best investments, honestly, because I can just sit down all day and then stand up all day and then sit down and stand up, and it's just good for your back and your neck and all of that kind of jazz. Got my oil paints here. paintbrushes, easel, got the old Optivisor, which I genuinely use, which is really funny when you put it on, it makes your eyes look ginormous. And yeah, this plan chest has been an absolutely fantastic investment. Straight out of Chernobyl, it weighs about as much as dark matter. Also, it's 1.5 meters long by 1 meter, which is, if you're an artist and you've ever looked for a plan chest, almost impossible to come by. So got really lucky with that, a couple of £100 on Facebook Marketplace. It's full of all my print stuff. I lay everything flat. I also, see that wood under there? I also send my prints flat, not in a tube. So, right, where were we? The battery on this camera is shockingly bad. Takes about 10 minutes until it runs out. Anyway, continuing on the tour. So yeah, we've got some art materials and mediums in here, a lot of which I don't often use, to be honest. Got some spray paint in there, a bit of acrylic paint, got some primer and canvas sealer, airbrush mediums. Why isn't that focusing? Oh, there we go. Got an airbrush compressor back there, which I've only used a couple of times. This lush little wooden chest of drawers, hand-me-down from my dad. Some inks. We've got some crank here from my urban youth when I used to paint graffiti. Lacquers and spray varnishes back there. This is a real human skull. It's actually the guy that was in this studio before me. I murdered him so I could use his skull as a drawing reference. And up here we've got some books, some of my favourite artists. Don D had quite a big influence on me growing up. Damien Hirst, who I used to work for as a specialist painter. This guy, Christian Rex van Minnen, is one of my favourite oil painters of all time. I'm going to open that book up soon and show you some of it, but obviously you can just go on Instagram and look at his stuff. I'll tag him. Geiger, obviously. This woman as well, Martha Cooper, she was like a hip-hop photographer slash journalist who documented all of the rise of street culture in hip-hop, like from late 70s into 80s. So she was a ginormous influence on me growing up as well. A bit of Matisse, bit of Rembrandt. Anyway, that's it for the tour. Oh, let me show you what I just found actually up here. Look at this flipping ladybird infestation. The fuck? I don't know if they're alive or oh my god, they are alive. Anyway, I'm gonna just let them chill. It's a little ladybird tea party. Right then, it's pissing it down. It's grey, it's raining, back to normal. So this is where the magic has not been happening for almost 2 years. So this place has kind of been haunting me a little bit over the past couple of years, as I just haven't been here at all, really. But that being said, the rent for this place is strangely cheap compared to every other studio I looked at in Stroud. The building's kind of run down a little bit. It's a tiny bit damp downstairs. Have I been wasting a couple £100 every month keeping this place alive? Maybe. But the way I can sort of justify it to myself is that there literally isn't any space in our flat or at the chapel to have stored any of this stuff. And I did actually check local storage facilities like Big Yellow and whatnot. I'm pretty much paying half what those places charge just to keep my stuff here. And so it's dry, it's clean, and the Wi-Fi is solid, which if you're an artist selling products online, you'll know that's arguably the most important thing. I think I got very lucky with this place. I mean, if you just look at that view, it's flipping awesome. So the short-term goal now is to start painting and drawing again and show you some of that and get my print business back up and running. So I should be in here way more often now. The long-term goal is to move out of the flat into a house somewhere over there with Jodie and use one of the bedrooms as a studio. But until then, I'm really going to try and make up for lost time in here now. Right, so guys, just so I'm not totally pissing in the wind, please can you subscribe to this channel? Like this video, hit the notification bell here on YouTube, and if you found any value in this video or not, please leave a comment below and share this video with your friends and family. It's all very helpful and much appreciated. All right, cool. Big love to you, and I'll see you in the next one.